And there's some new information in a miracle that's developing from that tragic Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner crash in India today.
One person on that plane survived, according to local media. It's just totally amazing. You see the plane. It took off from Ahmedabad, India, before it crashed right there. 242 people were on board, and you saw the fireball that followed. The survivor is a British national in his 40s, according to Sky News.
Meanwhile, local media spoke to a man of the same name and age who had a ticket in that name. They say, quote, the survivor is saying it all happened so quickly. The newspaper says that he is being treated for his injuries.
The plane took off from India and was headed to London. We're learning more about the crash and how Chicago experts may play a role in this investigation right now. NBC5's Shalova Jahuski is here with that part of the story. Charlie.
Well, Alex, according to Air India, 169 of the people on board were from that country. 53 were from England, 7 from Portugal, and at least 1 person was from Canada. Another 5 people on the ground were killed, and another 50 were injured. Giant columns of black and gray smoke rise from the wreckage of Air India Flight 171 as firefighters worked to contain the flames. The 787-8 Dreamliner had just taken off as cell phone video shows it descending with its nose up, landing on a medical college building, killing 5 people there.
We're going to immediately begin to look at, and the experts I've already spoken with this morning are considering, is some kind of mechanical failure.
Bob Clifford is the founder of a Chicago law firm specializing in aviation. And even though it's early, he says we already know much about the crash.
It's on takeoff, and there's a ground report of a sound, possibly a bang, and then also, more importantly, report of a flap issue, that maybe the flaps were somehow not deployed. How people necessarily saw that, I'm not sure, but that speaks to something other than pilot error.
Clifford's firm also represents the families who lost loved ones in the crashes of 2 Boeing 737 MAXs.
This is a black eye for Boeing.
DePaul transportation expert Joe Schwederman says those crashes have hurt the company's reputation.
Coming off a terrible period, of course, of the 737 MAX crisis, and even some problems with this plane. And analysts, other airlines are really going to demand some answers, as will the FAA.
Just recently, Boeing avoided criminal prosecution in connection with its safety record. But Clifford says the Dreamliner, which has made almost 5 million flights in its 14-year history, is regarded as a safe plane.
I've been on it a number of times. I got to tell you, this is an eye-opener for me and everybody else who flies. I'm going over to Europe soon, and I'm on a 787 that's scheduled flight.
This is the worst Indian air disaster in decades. President Trump has offered the Indian Prime Minister help with the investigation, and Boeing stock today is down in the wake of the crash.
That's not much of a surprise. They've had a tough run.
They've had a very tough run.
Yeah. Thank you, Charlie.